Fantastic. So we're at today we're at Arroz Tartana, Finca. That's the name. And this is the farm where we get our rice from, and the rice that we're using in all our paellas in New Zealand and Tasmania. And this is the rice that we've been using for the concurso semi-finals in Tasmania and Australia as well. But I've got Juan Valero, who's the managing director, but also one of the growers in the Finca. And Juan, can you tell me about the background of your family and how you came to be part of this? It's 5 generations, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
5 generations.
First of all, Edric, thanks for coming again. I think this is the third or the fourth.
No, I think it's probably the 5th one.
The 5th one. Huh?
Yeah.
Better.
Better.
My family grows rice here since the end of the 19th century.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now it's about 125 more or less years ago. Now we are the 5th generation, and we are five cousins.
5
And each one is in charge of an area of the company. I'm the managing director, and all of us are rice growers. All we sell is our own crop. We do not buy the rice with husk, transport and sell it. We are not a commercial.
This is why the rice is much more pure in the quality of what comes out of it, and it's one rice. So I think you told me that a lot of the other cooperativas or the big companies will buy a lot of rice and mix it, so you get different quality of rice, different grades of rice.
That's the main difference. We sell rice from the farm to table.
Exactly.
You know, in general, the companies, cooperatives or private companies, bought the rice with husk, they just peel it and they sell it. You know, we control the rice from the field to the cooking and to the taste. So, for us, the most important is the quality.
Exactly.
And the DOP, Protected Denomination of Origin, rice from Valencia, which are the best rice for paellas in the world. The best varieties are born in the Albufera.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we grow it. We grow them.
So and the varieties that you have here. You can tell me about the varieties. You have Bomba, Albufera, Jota
And Marisma.
And Marisma. Yeah. The varieties.
The 3 first, Bomba, Albufera, and Jota are denomination of origin. Marisma is not denomination of origin, but it's our own crop in the same way. Okay, and each one has his particular gastronomic features. Okay.
So so each one will have a different quality in cooking and.
Okay, the quality is the same.
Yeah.
The difference is the response of the grain in each recipe. Okay.
For example, Bomba.
For example, Bomba, Albufera, Jota and Marisma. In this way, the grain has more starch. As much starch has the grain gets the flavors better and it's creamier, but it becomes stickier earlier. Then,
of course,
the Bomba and the Albufera are the most dry and not sticky at all varieties, the best for paellas. Albufera gets the flavors even better than Bomba, and Jota and Marisma are creamier and gets the flavors better but becomes sticky first. Then you can use it more for recipes with broth.
So
you know,
melosos,
because are softer. But for paellas and for Mediterranean races in general, dry ones, the best varieties are Bomba and Albufera.
So I'm trying to think, the best use for Bomba would be not so much in a seafood paella or seafood, but
okay, seafood paella.
If you're releasing more liquid from that,
more liquid, then the grain is drier. Then the grain is very consistent. Okay, but you can use as well Albufera.
Of course.
Because Albufera is as much consistent as Bomba, and even gets the flavors better, and it's creamier.
So why do you grow Bomba and just not grow Albufera completely?
We grow both because Bomba is the most traditional variety in the world. The Bomba has about 200 or 300. Bomba is 200, 300 years old. So it's
the
very
old-
famous for
Yes.
the Mediterranean regions.
Right.
The Bomba is known all over the world. Not as much as Albufera, which is known more in Spain because it's a new variety. Albufera is 15 years ago.
Only 15 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was a
So it's an old variety with a new variety, Bomba and Albufera.
so they were into bread.
Some.
Some. That's amazing. That's
Some.
fantastic.
We grow both a lot, and we grow less
Mm.
J. Marisma.
Is there a problem with them cross germinating? If you got Bomba and
No, not
Albufera?
really, because we separate the farms. And we have a different variety in a different farm, in order to avoid the contamination, the cross contamination.
cross contamination.
Yeah.
So
We sell 100% Bomba in one package, 100% Albufera in
Albufera.
one package, 100% of Sendra, of 100% of Marisma.
Mm.
We do not mix
No.
at all the varieties because each variety has a good future. You don't have to mix it,
Of course, because
and
that's
in that way you can control better the cooking time and the proportion of the broth.
so. That's a good question. The cooking time, or a good discussion. The cooking time for Bomba and
It's about
Albufera?
20 minutes,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah.
Albufera it's about 18 minutes, more or less. J. Sendra 16, 17, and Marisma 15, 16.
Right.
As much soft is the grain, it needs a less cooking time.
What about the difference in water type? So if we've got the water here is hard, it's got more cal in it, more minerals in it.
Yeah,
But if we have a softer water, does that make a difference? Do you know?
it's more important
Mm.
to analyze not the heart of the water, the altitude where you cook the paella,
Yeah.
because the water boils in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 99% of degrees. If you go 600 or 900 meters, okay, it boils about 96, 97. That's the main difference.
That's the difference. Yeah.
It's not so important the heart of the water. More important the altitude where you cook the paella.
But
Because the water boils with different degrees.
yeah, of course. So that, of course, that changes the cooking time for the rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I heard Valencians say that that only the water from Valencia can only make the very best paella.
I don't really believe that, because you cannot cook paella in New Zealand or in Tasmania. No, you can.
Of course we can.
You can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
It's not so important.
No, some point. That's
No.
great. Yeah.
The kind of water. It's more important another features.
So we're right in the middle of the harvest month. So out here is this has been harvested out here. I just wonder if we could take a photo at home. So this is the first harvest, and the harvest will carry on now for maybe another month.
Okay, this was harvested 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we are starting with Albufera, because the cultivation cycle life is longer for Albufera, and even longer for J. Sendra, and even longer for Marisma. No, excuse me, Marisma and Albufera is more or less the same, and J. Sendra is longer than Marisma and Albufera.
Wow. So this was Bomba. That's just been
This was
harvested.
Bomba,
Wow.
Bomba rice,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Rice. Yeah.
which is in reality the most famous variety for paella,
Of course.
because it's the oldest variety.
And you said this year that the excessive heat, you've lost a lot of the crop as well
In Bomba 1.
in Bomba. Yeah.
Probably that's not happening in the rest of the varieties. just bomba, because bomba is very high. It has a lot of hojas,
Seeds.
seeds,
Yeah.
so it's very
Or
hot.
leaves.
Leaves.
Leaves, sorry, yeah.
It's very hot and very humidity.
So that's been, and it's
So-
been, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, it's like grapes.
It's a general problem for agriculture here in the Albufera and other rice areas in Spain. No, just for us.
So 5 cousins, and everyone has a separate job. One is also an architect as well. He spends 50% of the time looking after this architect business and 50% looking after the rice and growing rice in the other theatre. So it's been wonderful. So today we're having yet another paella, and looking forward to that. And I think that's covers off on just about everything. Thank you, Juan, for having us back here again.
Thank
and
you to
we're
you
good friends.
and Clara for being here with
Yeah.
us again.
And it's also important to know that that we are bringing Juan's rice and finally into New Zealand on a fairly substantial basis for use in paella because of the quality of the rice, because there's a story, because there's an integrity behind the rice, and the family history is so important. There's a dedication that goes through with the way the families just keep working the land, and a knowledge that surpasses just somebody who is buying a whole pile of rice, putting it together, and then selling it. So this is why it's wonderful. We cut that out if you don't need to. I can cut that out. Thank you, Juan.